So Nova, you saw a little partnership happen.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of touched a little bit on it, but it's a new one that came out of the woodwork. Set us
Mm-hmm.
up. Set us up.
I don't know if y'all heard. This is the new news that then popped up. Microsoft partnership with a company called Mistral. And Mistral is a large AI company, the world's second ranked model generally available through API next to ChatGPT 4, right?
Mm.
So Microsoft and this company is having a joint venture that's going to be totaling up to $2.1 billion. And this is just a little over a year after Microsoft invested the 10 billion into the OpenAI partnership, man.
Mhm.
So they just effectively gobbled up the number one and the number two large language model AI companies in the space right now. So I'm going to throw it to you, Viking, first, man. What does that signify to you?
They want them regulators off their ass. Look, the regulators was looking at them because they were scrutinizing because OpenAI is the number one, right? And then Microsoft is the richest company in the world, right? So anytime, just like with the ABK shit, anytime the number one company in the world takes the number one asset of anything, there's going to be scrutiny, right? So possibly, I think what they're doing is they're using Mistral to get the regulators off their back because they don't own. They just invest in OpenAI, right, and have
Mhm.
a non-voting board membership, right? Um, so they don't really control the company like in a meaningful way.
Yeah.
Um, so what they're doing, I think they're using Mixtral too. Um, Let me see if I can articulate this pretty well. To show the regulators like, hey, we're not just beefing up them, we're also beefing up their competition, like with investments, and then we might have multiple different AI assets as well that we'll invest in, so that there's healthy competition in that space. That's number one for the regulators to get off their back. Number two is they'll Microsoft will probably need multiple different AI assets, like Mistral and OpenAI, because I know for a fact that the EU is about to heavily regulate AI, right? So whenever Joe Smo company in France or in Germany wants to use Microsoft software, Azure, whatever, plus any sort of language model, OpenAI is not going to be okay with being regulated in the EU like that, right? So instead of OpenAI being there, they'll push over Mistral to go to the EU. You know what I mean? That
Right.
way, it satisfies their customers. It probably won't be as good as OpenAI, but at least OpenAI is not fucked with and can continue to do what it does in other countries versus um, just the EU, because a lot of countries are going to fucking regulate the shit out of AI. But I don't know how they can meaningfully do that because they're all fucking 70 years old and don't know shit about technology. So I don't know how they're going to do that. But that's my thoughts on it. I don't think it's a they probably like that it's the number two and they can use that for other things. I think their main baby is OpenAI, but I think
Yeah.
most of this is just moves to for regulation and future prepping for regulatory bodies coming down on AI in general.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
But
that
I
makes
will
sense.
say,
Yeah.
yeah, it makes plenty of sense, man. But I will say that it does have some aspects of it that's apparently better than Chat GPT. So
Okay.
for instance, in math and coding, better.
Yeah.
Highest multi-language capabilities. So you can in those prompts talk in different languages and it'll still understand you. And it's only second to Chat GPT, man, on reasoning and knowledge, and it's barely. So
Right, right. But
it's
isn't
pretty
it isn't
strong.
it but it's slower though, isn't it?
I believe so. It could
Yeah.
potentially be slower.
Yeah.
But if you need a more reliable data set of some information that you're pulling out of it, slower may suck, but more reliable may actually come to be.
Yeah.
But what do you think about it, Skellington? What do you think about this move? What do you think this direction is actually like signifying, if anything at all? Because they just bought this. They second. This they second.
I'm muted. My bad.
Yeah, this they second AI large company that they're buying, man. So are they really jumping 2 feet into AI like it seems?
2 feet, 10 deep, they jumping into it, boy.
Yes, sir.
That's all I thought when I heard this. First, I thought Skynet even closer. I think we're just getting closer and closer and closer and closer to Skynet, aka Microsoft. Joking, or am I? But pretty much I saw one thing I saw in the article. It said the partnership with Microsoft means the French AI company can now explore more commercial opportunities. I think this is them. They just about to flood. I think they're just about to flood their shit everywhere. And now that they have this, so you said they're invested in number one, and now they have number two, right? Bro,
well, they're invested in both. So they have they got a small claim, small position in this other company as well.
Right. Shit sound like draft picks to me, baby. It sound like they just about to run. They see what AI is and what it's becoming and what it's going to be, and they jumping in. They going all in for it. So I mean, that's just kind of what I got from this is that the more commercial opportunity just means they are about to flood the market with this stuff. They're about to flood it into the world. So that's just that's pretty much my thoughts on it. Like, hey, they copped and we're here to flood.
yeah, that's true. That's true, man. I think what's going to happen, my point of view on this specific topic is I think that Microsoft is trying to position themselves ahead of the market because obviously AI and people reaching out to these prompts and trying to do all of these things like, creating images and helping you with learning how to code and solving complex problems, math, anything. They see that as the future. So they're trying to get ahead of it to where, hey, if that's the future, you're going to have to come to me to utilize the future. Yep. You know what I mean? So we saw in those reports that 1 and 2 were Microsoft services, man. I booted up Street Fighter today and the splash screen said Microsoft Azure Play Fab. You feel me? So
Helldivers too.
So
Play 5. Yep.
So they're trying to do it, man. They're out there trying to make sure that they set up for the future. Pretty good.
Smart, man. Sounds like Xbox One and DVR. They'll be better than that, but
TV.
Right. They're trying to be ahead. I feel that. Shout out to Doc for that saying they want to be. They're just ahead of the game.
Man, I'm mad curious as to see what AI is going to do to gaming. I know we talked about it before, but I'm super curious as to how to leverage it in terms of. I don't. When it comes to taking people's jobs, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in the aspect of how to deliver a better experience in gaming. You know what I mean?
Right.
With dialogue and
that would be my favorite thing that I'd like to see is AI doing dialogue and making it seem natural and giving NPCs more life. You know what I mean? Just making a bunch more dialogue and AI for that. I'm all for it. For my game mechanics and gameplay. I'm all with that, especially dialogue. If you can give me that Baldur's Gate, shout out to Baldur's Gate.
Definitely. So give Scale the dialogue, man. For me, give me the AI efficiency tweaks for the video cards. Let us be able to do more with less. You know what I'm saying? They may be able to take my crappy PC and make it run a little bit more efficiently with some AI. Who knows, man?
Give me some ray tracing for free. You know what I'm saying? My ray tracing be off. So there. Give it to me.
Crispy Bomb said it will learn your play style and distribute the assets to your liking. That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah.
You know.
Especially just for I see it big time for roguelites and and procedurally generated type
Yeah,
things.
for sure.
Yeah.
Even open world games, how they sometimes do that, and like as farther you go, it loads up, and maybe it loads up more and more. I see now that aspect, I'm all for. You know what I'm saying? Making the game, making the AI work for the game. So
Yeah.
As long as it ain't put nobody out of jobs.
Yeah, man.
But it will.
But
I
it
feel
will.
bad for that first company to do it, boy. I think everybody just waiting for the first one to take the beating.
Yeah. It's
You
not
gonna
going
lose
to
some
look
jobs.
good, bro. It's going to. When I see that headline, "Job lost to AI," damn, bro. Terminator. I'm saying,
Yeah.
100%, bro. That's just gonna be wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else can they do with the? You think for sure they'll probably gobble up more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. My main thing about it is the regulators, and then plus the scrutiny behind them having a decent chunk of investment into OpenAI, because they just launched Copilot, right?
Yeah.
And that uses ChatGPT 4, 3, and Dolly. Yeah. And they can't buy it, right? Like that would be so they're doing it smartly, I guess, in a business sense, to where they just invest heavily into it and then use it in their services.
Yeah.
But man, I'm so curious as to what that shit will do for gaming, man. Like to Crispy, like for some games that'd be really cool. Like for Crispy, what I'm saying, learn your play style and distribute the assets to your liking. But like sometimes you don't know what you like until you see it, right? Like you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
Right. So like sometimes I think AI could diminish gaming in that aspect, like putting you into this echo chamber, but there could be some fresh shit that only somebody's brain can come up with.
I don't know. I'm gonna disagree with you on that one.
Really?
I'm gonna disagree with you on that one, because with these algorithms and these AIs that's coming out these days, bro, they are getting really good at predicting what you want before you know what you want. Yeah. And that's something that people are investing heavily into, because if I, as a company, can figure out what you as a consumer wants, I can get you to pay for things that I want you to pay for.
Right.
Sounds like Minority Report. There it is.
As I'm saying. So that's big business is trying to figure out what the consumer wants. So,
yeah, it's the whole thing.
That's the whole thing.
If they can figure out what we want before we know, I don't like that shit. I didn't like that. Wait, I do like that. How'd they know I was gonna like that?
Yeah,
that'd be wild, bro.
Or if you pick two things and it's like, all right, if you've picked these 2-3 things, all right, then more than likely you'll like this. That's where these models, it tries to get better at guessing correctly, and it's getting better, man.
Good for sure.
Yeah, but what if I only play Call of Duties? It's gonna feed me more Call of Duties.
Yeah,
but I'm never gonna get a party animals.
Nah.
You know what I mean? But I like party animals. Like, I'm glad I tried it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a different experience than what the algorithm would have came up with. That I like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But once you go to party animals, it's gonna start suggesting you more games like party animals. So like it's just trying to figure you out constantly.
No, I get that.
But you still have to go to party animals on your own will, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Damn. But hey,
looking spooky.
That's why Game Pass exists, because they saw the sea.
They
saw the sea change.